And if somebody would ask me, nobody really asked me about doing a show. So I didn't promote or I didn't have no intentions of doing a show. So family, first, let me say peace and love. I love you, family. But today I got some things on my mind that I'm going to get off. So first, let me first and foremost rise. Giving praise to the great God of the universe who helped our prophet divinely prepare this document, this pamphlet called the Holy Quran of the Moorish Temple of America. I give praise to Allah for waking me up, for waking you up, so we can continue to work on this journey and try to get it right. I give honor to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, for being able to do what he did in the era of time in which he did it by the will of the great God of the universal law. Now, let's move forward. It's so crazy to me. And I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. And I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. But if I step on your toe, get your feet out the way. So I wasn't going to go online today. This is going to be a talk. We're going to talk. And I want a few people to call in, whatever. I want to know what y'all did today. I want to know what you did today as a Moorish American Muslim. I'm going to tell you what I did today. I'm going to be all over the place. I'm going to be all over the place, everywhere. I'll be all over the place. But let me tell you what I did today. Matter of fact, I ain't going to tell you yet. I ain't going to tell you yet. But what did you do today as a Moorish American Muslim? What did you do today? And what do today mean to you? What does it mean to you today? Let me tell you. Europeans still have your mind. As I said, if it's not you, I ain't talking to you. But Europeans still have the Moorish American mind. I'm the first one to say it. I'm going to lose some friends today because I ain't going to flatter you. I'm going to lose some buddies today. But as my father say, my buddy eat poop and chase rabbits. So I may lose some buddies today. Because I'm not going to flatter you. European has the mind of Moorish American Muslims in 2016. Let me tell you why. I stayed off of Facebook most of the day because I knew what I was going to see. I knew I was going to see some hypocritical, buck dancing, fake Moorish Americans. And it pained me to my heart when I see that. So I didn't really want to see that. So I made a few little posts. I slipped in and slipped out, tried to leave it alone. But one of the first posts I see is a brother dressed up as Santa Claus. No. No. He went and bought a suit. He has a bay on his name. If you're watching the show, don't cut the channel. He has a bay on his name, dressed in a Santa Claus suit. And he said something to the effect, I will only do this for my baby girl. Something to that effect. A Santa Claus suit on. I said to myself, what? Go to another post. Justification of trying to make right of practicing this holiday that we used to practice. I see the number dropping. He must was watching because he done left the channel. It's all right. Come back, watch it later. I don't care if it's 2 people on here. Somebody gonna watch it later. The point of the matter is, the European got the Moorish American mind. And we cannot move forward in building anything. We cannot. Who are you to tell someone they are not Moors? I say Moorish American Moslem. Brett Hicks Bay. I said Moorish American Moslem. You want to call in? I'm not beefing with you. I'm telling you as I see it. You are not a Moorish American Moslem if you're putting up Christmas trees, dressing up like Santa Claus. Period, point blank. We need to make a standard here. And if you ain't willing to set the standard, return in your fez, cease wearing your turban, turn in your button, and return back to the state. There's a standard for a Moorish American. If you ain't ready to meet the standard, it's okay. Brett, you can call in. Look, because we don't have to talk. We don't have to talk through the what's the name? If I raise my voice, I'm not yelling at your family. That's just how I talk. You know what I mean? I get worked up about this. But look. If I said you're not a vegetarian, would it be wrong if you eat meat? If I said you're not a vegetarian, I don't get that one real ready. Anybody can call in. Anybody can call in, especially Brett Hicks. You know what I mean? Brother, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we has a standard as Moorish American. I'm not talking about anybody's heart right now. What is the standard? What is the standard? That's the question. You don't dress up like Santa Claus. You don't put trees in your house. And if you do put trees in your house, don't try to teach people that it's right. Just say, listen, I haven't conquered this foe yet. I still do this, I still do that, but I'm not sure if it's right, if it's wrong. I'm not sure if it's right or wrong. But this is what I do. Now, I'm not sure what war ready question was, but Moorish Americans don't dress up as Santa Claus. Come on, man. We gonna make that right. We're gonna make that right. We're gonna make that right. What is the standard of becoming a Moorish American Muslim? And what is the standard that needs to be maintained when you follow the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali? You start justifying all types of stuff. Start justifying all types of stuff. You know what I mean? Have Europeans, European babies running around? Let me read what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said. Peace out the war ready. Let me read what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said. I want somebody call in. I want somebody call in. The prophets say this. This is the end time fulfilling of the prophecy. You got a little stain on it because I read mine. I actually read this. I actually read this book. It says, we as a clean and pure nation descended from the inhabitants of Africa. Let me explain to you what that means to me. A clean and pure nation doesn't mean that we haven't been through some things and that we haven't been tainted in the past. It means that we have a new beginning. Moorish American is a new beginning. Let me carry on. We as a clean and pure nation, descendant from the inhabitants of Africa, do not desire to amalgamate. Amalgamate. That means to mix. To amalgamate or marry into the families of the pale-skinned nations of Europe. Let's deal with amalgamate first. Amalgamate means to mix. to mix your mentality, to mix your intellect, to mix your spirituality, to mix your custom, to mix your culture, to mix. We do not desire to do that, but apparently some people still choose to desire to do that. This is not a racial attack. This is what our prophet teaches us. And DeShonda, you know how we do. We good. We good. But I'm just teaching what the prophet Noble Drew Ali taught. I can't sugarcoat this. We can't mix this. We need this pure. That's where the saving power is. Can't mix this. Then the prophet say, we do not choose to amalgamate or marry or marry. We don't want to mix ourselves, nor do we want to marry into the pale-skinned nation of Europe. Why do the prophet says that? He explains why. He said, neither serve the gods of their religion, because our forefathers are the true and divine founders of the first religious creed for the redemption and salvation of mankind on earth. Drop your bay, brother. You got to drop your bay, because there's some standards to Moorish science. Hicks Bay, you got to drop it. If you're not willing to live up to the standards, if you're not willing to live up to the standards of Moorish science, then you're not a Moorish American Muslim. It is what it is. Prophet Noble Drew Ali set the standard. If I'm wrong, call me and tell me where I'm wrong. Let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'll put the number back up if I'm wrong. See, everybody else sugarcoated. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The prophet sets the standard, but there's a reason why. He tells you our forefathers are the true and divine. Neither serve their gods of religion, because our forefathers are the true and divine founders of the first religious creed for the redemption and salvation of mankind on earth. Therefore, we are returning the church and Christianity back to the European nations. We are returning. And people say, well, we don't speak radical against the church. So what did the prophet? Is this radical? Because the prophet said we returning it. If we returning it, we returning it. So a brother might say, well, the prophet, it says that the prophet gave gift to the poor children. Ask yourself, did the prophet have a tree in his house? Ask yourself, did the prophet dress up like Santa Claus? Come on, man. Come on, man. We don't want to live up to this standard. We don't want to let this stuff go. We ain't ready to let it go. That's just what it is. We just not ready to let it go. Just say you're not ready to let it go. That's all right with me. If you ain't ready to let it go, that's good. We know that in Islam, it teaches us that struggle is ordained. And some people have to struggle with these things. But don't make a wrong right. Suffer not thy soul. As the prophet teaches us about the weird or off woman, the offbeat woman. The prophet say, suffer not thy soul to be enslaved by the allurements of imagination. But this is the universal teaching. Suffer not thy soul to be enslaved by this imaginary thing that's fake and false. Suffer not thy soul. I don't know who it was that dressed like Santa. Somebody dressed like Santa, but I ain't gonna say no names. That ain't my point. That ain't my point. And then a brother of mine, he tried to clean up celebrating Christmas. He tried to clean it up. Like it's okay. And if you speak against it, you're going to be the Grinch. This is the thing. I'm not going to give you a history lesson. If somebody want to give you the history lesson, it's fine. What I'm going to give you is the lessons that Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught. That we are being hypocritical when we do these things. We're being hypocritical. We cannot build no Moorish nation. If we can't even let go of these little things, we will get in front of YouTube. We will get in front of YouTube, right? And we will break down every history lesson. Oh, man, we sound so elegant. Elegant. Oh, you know, the Moors, when we went into Spain, and when we went into Spain, Granada, and then we taught the Europeans how to bathe. Oh, we taught them how to bathe. We was just doing so much in Spain. Yeah, and the Moors went up into Italy. We talk all of that, but then want to justify following the European in 2016. Man, we follow the European straight to our doom. But let's talk about the psychology of following a lie. When you join the Moorish Science Temple of America, or you subscribe to Seeking Truth, that means you have to accept the truth even if it kills you. That means that you have to accept the truth even if it kills you. Now, man, you have to accept it if it kills you. No matter what, it might give you a heart attack. But you have to accept it. Now, will you be able to live by that truth immediately? Probably not. And that was the reason that I think, and I could be wrong, that was the reason why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali gave out some of them gifts to those children. Because you can't shock somebody into change. Change is a process. It's not an event. So when we open up our book, the prophet says, this is for all those that love Jesus. But it's a degree behind that, because the prophet teaches us that Jesus means justice. He tells us that Jesus is of the ancient Canaanite blood. There's a degree behind that. But the transition from a former state of mind into the developing and evolving state of mind is a process, not an event. But we are 100 years later, plus, and we still want to hold on that the prophet gave the children's gift. The prophet said, we are returning to Islam. Do you know what that is? Therefore, we are returning the church and Christianity back to European nation as it was prepared by their forefathers for their earthly salvation, while we, the Moorish Americans, are returning to Islam, which was founded by our forefathers for our earthly and divine salvation. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. If you're not ready to let go, it's okay. It's okay. I say, come on the show. I mean, come on the show and let's go. If don't nobody want to call, then we're going to keep it going. Come on the show and show me how that this is okay. How this is okay. Another brother. I'm throwing everybody under the bus, but I ain't saying no names. It is what it is. I'm just going to stand on the truth. You know what I mean? Now, one day my brother Sharif, and all my beautiful family from New York, upstate New York, Tennessee, they came to Maryland, right? And when they came to Maryland, they came to my temple. So when they came to my temple, a brother put a post on as if because he didn't come to the affiliated temple that he's affiliated with, that Brother Sharif did something wrong. For example, in the Moorish Temple of America, there's a couple of grand bodies. Grand bodies are organized Moorish Temple of America. I tell you off the break, I don't have no borders around my Moorish sides. The prophet said one temple. It is what it is. One Allah, one prophet, one temple. So I don't have no borders. I don't get with that. You start talking that old division stuff to me, man, you suspect to me. I ain't got time. You know, I stand on truth. Nevertheless, this brother had the nerve to go on Facebook and say that Brother Sharif and the brothers that affiliated with that grand body did not attend their meetings because they didn't go to their grand body meeting. Now this same brother is on Facebook with a Christmas tree. This same brother is on Facebook with a Christmas tree talking about how it brought back great memories of a childhood. Oh, it felt so good. It's about family. Let me tell you something. I'm not talking division. I'm talking truth, brother. I'm talking truth, brother. If you don't like the truth, that's all right. Call it division. And that's right. It is division. I'm separating truth from falsehood. I'm separating the truth from falsehood. So that's the division I'm talking about. Now, I'm separating the truth from falsehood. How about that? So if that's division, that's division. But I still love my brother. I have nothing against my brother. All I'm saying is keep it 100. If you can break down all of these lessons, if you can break down all this history, break down that tree and burn it up. How about that? Brett, you call in, you old brother. I love you, brother. I ain't gonna go crazy on you, brother. Call on in. Call. Yeah. Call on in, brother. I ain't gonna go in on you. Come on, call and talk to me, brother. Let's have a conversation with the family. Let's see if we can make this putting up Christmas trees and light and passing out gifts right. Let's see if we can make it right. Can we make it right? Yeah. You know I love you, bro. But we can't participate in this stuff. Listen, Moorish Temple of America is founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali by the will of Allah. And the ultimate purpose of the Moorish of America is for us to build a nation that is for us, by us, and support us. We got to get rid of all this nonsense. We need to get rid of all this nonsense. And that's why, brother, you can... Call in, Moorish. You come in, brother. Call in, brother. I'm not gonna say nobody's name. Call in, brother. Have a conversation. I say call in. You know what I mean? I can't really do it through the chat. You know what I mean? Call in, brother. Let's have a conversation. You know you my brother. You know, the thing is this, is that either we are going to move forward as a new nation, clean and pure, or we're going to stay stuck at that old stuff. It's up to us. You know, it's up to us. Either we're going to move forward or we're not. You know what I mean? Look like ain't nobody will. Come on. Nobody will call in. Listen, I love you. I love family. Oh, here we go. Islam. Hello, who I'm speaking with? Tell me who you are, where you calling from. What's going on, family?
So my name is TJ. I'm calling out of Syracuse.
Wait, what's your name, my brother?
TJ.
TJ, nice to meet you, my brother. Talk to me, brother. What you want to talk about, brother? You see where I'm at. So let's roll. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, good, man. I always enjoy watching these shows, man. So let's get that first issue. But I'm not calling it features or anything like that. But
right.
I mean, I watch shows, and I was watching this one guy, call himself Billy Garfield, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Pretty extensive research team, but they had a show, and they brought up some points or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they were saying, as far as the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, that some guy named Brother Herman. I'm just gonna say these two names for you real quick. I'm gonna hang up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to run anything, but
no, you good, brother. Don't hang up. Don't hang up.
Yeah.
Don't.
I'm learning.
No. I'm familiar with that show. The brothers from the Dagger Squad. Yeah, they're about to get this work. It's okay. I'm familiar with it.
So knowing that you know what they say, that
But I want to know specifically what you're talking about. You know, I want to know specifically what you're talking about. Because I've seen some of it. I didn't catch it all.
All right, so they brought up 2 points on one of their shows.
Right.
They were saying something about some guy named Herman the Great, or Brother Herman.
The magician?
New York. Yeah.
Right,
And I know Drew Ali worked with him.
Okay.
And the other point was some guy named Claude Green Bay.
Yes,
If I remember exactly.
Yeah.
Green Bay. Some guy that got murdered or something or whatever.
Right.
I guess Noble Drew Ali got accused or whatever, and I guess soon after that, that's when he got arrested and passed away when he got out of jail or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to call and
No. I want to know what the point that you're getting to, so we can teach the people. This is all about teaching the people. You feel me?
Yeah, that's why.
Now I don't take this personal, my brother. I'm just a passionate brother. I don't take this personal.
Yeah, so that's why I'm calling. I want to throw them 2 points out, and if you want to classify it as a pre-rebuttal to whatever you got planned for them dudes or whatever, or just to kind of hit on.
Well, what's the question though? I need the question. You didn't really ask the question. You made a statement.
So those two names, I want you to kind of speak about it from your perspective, because I don't really. Let me say I could Google it, but it won't give me any like.
Well, basically, brother.
On the ground.
Basically, I don't think they even confirmed that the prophet worked with Herman the Great. During those times, brother, those were, for example, you with me, brother? You listening?
Yeah.
Okay, stay right there. For example, if you seen Farrakhan, right, with an Eminem, or Farrakhan with rappers of today, and if Farrakhan was on the stage years ago, we could probably find some footage where Farrakhan spitting some bars. Say, or Farrakhan just in with what's going on in this day and time. You understand what I'm saying? But does that make Farrakhan trying to follow a rapper? Or does that make Farrakhan adaptable to the time? That makes Farrakhan adaptable to the times. Wouldn't that be correct, you think?
So you're just trying to adapt with
Not.
at that time.
That's what was going on at the time. That was a popular form of entertainment at that time.
Yeah, it was too. Yeah, like New York. Yeah, Harlem a lot.
That was a popular form of entertainment at that time. For example, guess who was popular on YouTube when I come on the scene? House of Consciousness. House of Consciousness. So where did I go at?
Yeah. Where you supposed to go to get them followers?
There you go, my brother. You follow me?
Yeah.
You follow? I mean, we're going to go in deep on it, but I don't want to give too much away. But I'm saying it's common sense that the magician and the magic acts was a popular during that time. It was a pop culture phenomenon. Why wouldn't the savior of humanity enter into the most popular phenomenon known to man in the 20s? Why wouldn't he? It only makes sense.
So one last thing. So before he started running with Herman the Great, He was teaching or like.
Nah, I said they can't prove that. They're associating that. Okay. They're making two association with no proof. I haven't seen the proof. You know what I'm saying?
But you're saying that just in case he did that.
No. He did perform great feats as Herman the Great did. He did. No, I'm not saying just in case he rolled with Herman the Great. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that was a popular thing going on in the 20s, and the prophet entertained people and he showed people magnificent feats. Just as Herman the Great did. But now, did he run with Herman the Great? I haven't seen that proven. But I know that was a popular thing, a popular pastime, just like hip hop is a popular thing right now. Magic acts and great phenomenons as getting tied up and untying yourself and all that, and all of that stuff was popular at the time. It's a part of pop culture. So why wouldn't he be a part of the standard pop culture? We look at it now because that's not pop culture right now. The only people that we got to do magic tricks right now is the two Europeans. I forget their name, David Blaine and whoever. You know what I mean? But it was a pop culture back then. You understand what I'm saying? It was a pop culture. So that's how he moved. And when you talk about Claude Green, what was the question behind that, real quick, brother?
Nah, I just threw his name out to see, like, because supposedly he was accused of from the article I read, he was out of town at the time.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something. Real talk. Let's keep it 100. Claude Green was accused of something, and some brothers dealt with the brother, and the prophet had nothing to do with it. That's just like if I'm your man. I'm your man. We good. You know? And somebody do something to me. Now turn it up 10 notches. On a religious aspect, I ain't got to tell you to do nothing.
The followers.
There it is, brother. We live in the real world, brother. This is not the make me 10 world. You follow me? So they can bring that all up all they want, but we live in the real world. It happens every single day. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna touch on that soon, brother, in a couple of weeks. You know, we're gonna break that old presentation down because these guys they are clueless about the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Clueless, totally clueless. But just like I explained to you, it's really common sense. A lot of it is common sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, I sent the link to the particular video that I saw this thing because they were saying some other stuff. I don't really want to get into it.
I seen it all. I didn't see it all. I seen most of it.
Yeah, when they were trying to pull up the newspaper articles and all that stuff.
Yeah. That's no problem.
Yeah, so
that's
what I'm talking about. Then.
Brother, that's old news. Yeah. Brother, that's old news. Old news. See, this is what's going on. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali is truly a prophet of God to relieve us of this problem that we're faced with. And as we begin to waken up or begin to awaken, we're going to have detractors. And we're going to have detract. Like one of my shows that I'm about to do is how to see counter intel pro, how to recognize counter intel pro. See, most times, brother, and I'll let you go with this so somebody else can call in. Most times, if people are sowing seeds of division and confusion, they might be them people. Because the Prophet Noble Drew Ali didn't teach nothing but love. And why would you want somebody turn away from somebody that's teaching you how to love? First and foremost, love yourself. So if you want to turn somebody from that, you might be them people. You might be them people. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just want to let you know, man.
Oh, that's cool, my brother. I appreciate you, TJ. Keep on watching, brother. We're gonna do some good things around here, brother. Just keep on watching. And I think I'm gonna do that show this week, man. How to recognize counter intel. That's what we're gonna do. Peace and love, family.
All right, yeah, drop that, man. Just to prove your point, I did come in after Starnetta, man. I saw you on Starnetta.
That's right. So that's my point. I am going to enter myself into what's popular.
Yeah, I did come over here after I saw you on this show, though, man.
And brother, that's what the prophet Noble Drew Ali. You must get it where you fit in to make it happen. That prophet is divine. Peace and love, baby. Peace and love. Yeah, pause. Hey, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, the prophet is amazing. The prophet is amazing. See, all we need is a little bit of common sense. All we need is a little bit of common sense. Again, Moorish Hawk, where you at, brother? Where Moorish Hawk? I'm about to send you the link. Where you at, brother? Moorish Hawk. I'm about to send Moorish Hawk the link. Let's see if Moorish Hawk come in here and have a conversation with me. Come in, and we're going to do it in love, because that's how we do. We're going to do it in love. I'm going to send Moorish Hawk this link, because Moorish Hawk, he say, let me get him real quick. Let me see if I can get Moorish Hawk in here. Moorish Hawk, you ain't busy. Stop acting like you busy. We're going to have a conversation. I want to hear what you guys say, bro. I'm very interested in what you have to say concerning your position. I'm definitely interested. There you go. I'm about to put you in. I'm about to send you the link. Where you at? Moorish Hawk. There you go. I'm about to send him the link, family. I'm very interested. You know, because to me, if you don't mind, my brother, if you're still in the chat, let me see if he's still in the chat. I can't see. Moorish Hawk, where you at? I don't agree, but I respect his topic. You just said two mouthful, King. What you don't agree with, Miss Nelson? Tell me what you don't agree with so I can try to make it clear. Because if you don't agree, some other people might don't agree. Let me know what you don't agree with. Which part? Which part? I want to see if I can make it clear. Help me out. I don't want to mislead nobody now. Help me out. If you don't agree, call in. Somebody call in and let's try to make it clear. I don't want to mislead nobody. That ain't my intent. You know what I mean? And I probably can't make you agree, and that ain't my intentions. My intention is to try to make it clear. Christmas is for if innovation which leads to more innovation than change someone's religion. Anyway, yeah. If listen to this. I ain't put you on timeout, sister. So listen, my problem is this. When we look at Moorish Americans, we must understand that there is a standard of being a Moorish American. Let me do I have my Moorish literature? Well, I don't even need the Moorish literature. I'm gonna go right here. The last time and fulfilling of the prophecy. There ain't no LOL. Ain't no LOL, Miss Nelson. Call on in. Tell me what you're talking about. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali teaches us that in these modern in these modern days, there came a forerunner who was divinely prepared by the great God of law, and his name was Marcus Garvey, who did teach and warn the nations of the earth to prepare to meet the coming prophet, who was to bring the true and divine creed of Islam. And his name is Noble Drew Ali, who was prepared and sent to this earth by Allah to teach the old time religion and the everlasting gospel to the sons of men, that every nation shall, here we go, that every nation shall and must worship under their own vine and fig tree and return to their own and be one with their Father God Allah. The prophet ain't say maybe. The prophet say must. All right, Deshonda, let me tell you. Let me see if I can break this down. Let me see if I can break this down. I never mentioned Santa Claus except for the brother dressing like Santa Claus. So I did mention Santa Claus. My bad. All right. This is the problem with celebrating something fake. First of all, we're celebrating something that has no basis in truth. That's number one. Now, I don't care if you're European or Asiatic or mixed. if you're celebrating something that has no basis in truth, you're lying. You're lying to yourself. So first you say, now I'm not talking about you, Miss Nelson. First you say that Jesus is born on the 25th. And then you take it back, figuratively speaking. And then you take it back and say, well, no, he wasn't born on the 25th, but it's the principle of what we're doing. That God sent his son into the world, or God sent the prophet into the world. And so we give gifts into honor of that. We begin to put up the tree. Well, the tree it's just a part of tradition. We know the tree has nothing to see. What happened is we begin to manipulate ourselves to accept the lie. And when we begin to manipulate ourselves to accept the lie, we also begin to manipulate our children to accept the lie. Once we manipulate our children to accept the lie, we lie to our children. Our children will duplicate that. Our children will duplicate that. So during the time we throw up a tree, you know what it is? We don't have a courage enough to say, baby, that stuff is not real. Even the brother said to me that you're going to have your children mad at you. He didn't say to me, a brother wrote on Facebook that your children will be mad at you. When you perpetuate a lie and say you believe in God, you are a hypocrite. You cannot lie 1 minute and say you believe in God in the next. Now you can understand that you ain't living right and still follow God and say, I got to work on this. That's okay. But to act like you don't know that it's a lie and keep doing it, that's a problem. That's a problem. If you know that it's false, you don't have enough backbone. You don't have enough integrity. You don't have enough smoothness to let your children know that we ain't doing this no more. Because they going to be mad. My sons, I got 4 sons. They ain't never want for nothing. But they ain't never had no tree in my house. They ain't never had no gifts under no tree. My family don't call me or give me nothing. They know where I stand. And I love them to death. And I love them to death. They know where I stand. You know what I mean? Call in, Miss Nelson. See, it's hard to talk through the chat. Call in, Miss Nelson. I want to hear what you guys say. I want to hear what you got to say. You cannot lie. You can't lie. A lie is a lie. We can't sugarcoat a lie. December the 25th has nothing to do with Jesus. We cannot sugarcoat a lie. We got to stop playing. We got to stop playing. How are we going to keep sugarcoating a lie? We can't move forward to the upward motion. We got to move upward motion. The prophet say, all truth tends upward. Wisdom tends upward. Knowledge tends upward towards perfection. How are we going to develop towards a perfect paradigm if we can't let go of this nonsense? How are we going to move forward if we're not able to let go? How are we going to move forward if we can't let go? That's all I want to know. You know what I mean? We got to let go. If we ain't willing to let go, we ain't willing to move forward. And even in the Bible, it tells you, come out of her, my people. Come out of her, my people. You know what I mean? Are you able to let go? I'm not banging on no fellow Moors, brother. I'm not banging on no Moors. I'm just separating the truth from falsehood. I'm not banging on no Moors. I'm saying that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, set a standard. And we must forever hold that standard sacred. If we're not able to, then just say I'm working on it. But we need to know the standard. We need to know the standard. If we don't know the standard, we can't live up to it. When we going to set the bar high? When we going to challenge ourselves and say, I'm telling my children this year, we ain't doing that? How can I make my child feel worthwhile without doing that? We ain't ready. We ain't ready. We ain't ready. We ain't ready. Listen, if we say that we believe in God, whether you call God Allah, whether you call God the creator, when you discover a truth, you are obligated to live by it. It is what it is. You are obligated to live by it. And if you are unable to live by it, then just say it. It's okay. It's okay. But don't lie to people and try to justify like it's okay. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you're lying to people, and now you are worse than those who don't even know the truth. You are worse than those that don't know the truth, because now you are covering a lie. And War, I think that's called a kafir, whatever you call it. Come on, War Ready, help me out. You covering it. So stop playing, man. Stop playing, sister. We gotta let it go. Riri D said we gotta let it go. Now listen, if we're gonna build a Moorish nation, we're gonna have to let these things go. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to let these things go. I don't want to throw nobody under the bus. If you was on Facebook, if you ain't able to let it go, man, take them posts down, man, because you're misrepresenting the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet Noble Drew Ali did not stand for that. Take that stuff down. We look silly. I just got to tell you off the top, we look real silly sitting up there with a fez, a bay, and a turban on our head one day, and then talking about we gave some gifts out because the Prophet did it in 29, but we sitting by a Christmas tree in our house. When is our culture going to be the dominant culture again, when people begin to follow us? We got people following hip hop. We got people following R&B. We got people following jazz. We got people following us in sports. Yet the most critical thing, religion and spirituality, we fall way behind. We stuck. We got to stop playing, man. Man, looking on Facebook, man, it's embarrassing. Not to me, but to be a Moorish American from the outside looking in, I said, man, that embarrasses a group of people. For instance, I had this conversation a little while ago. What about your family that celebrate Christmas? Man, listen. Christmas so dry in my family right now. A lot of my family don't do nothing no more. I'm going to keep it 100. Some of them still subscribe to Christianity, but they don't really do much no more. But let me tell you something. If you are Moorish American, I'm gonna give you. Let me give my brother the link real quick. Hold up. If you are a Moorish American, right, and your people subscribe to I just sent you the link, Moorish Hot, and your people subscribe to Christianity, Christmas, and all of these holidays that you might don't want to subscribe to. Ain't nothing wrong with going to your family, hanging out with your family, loving your family, experiencing the unity and the love with your family. But you can be in the world, but not of the world. Your family may not be ready yet. But if you say that you're ready, then act like it. Because other than that, you're causing confusion. Because other than that, you're causing confusion. Period. You know, you telling your family how great more science is 1 minute. You telling your family how great the Prophet Noble Dry Ali the next minute. And then the next minute, you doing something that don't even, it's not even consistent. Hit your mic, my brother. So I got my brother Moorish Hawk. I got my brother Moorish Hawk here, and I'm gonna let him in the chat right now. And we're gonna go that, and we're gonna go and move. Let my brother express himself, and we're gonna go from there. Rate the audio quality. I think it's pretty good. Let's go. All right. So Moorish Hawk, come on in, brother. Let the people know who you are, brother. Set it up for me, brother. Let's have a conversation real quick, my brother. Islam.
Islam. Yes, Moorish Hawk, known as. But yeah, I agree with you that Christmas is a European holiday. I agree with that. But see, I got a different, like you always say, I'm a different kind of Moor. So I know my audience on my Facebook page. I know my audience. So I don't like to throw cold water in people's face, because when I first started learning this stuff, people did that to me. And it made me become kind of radical towards people's customs and religions and the things they were into. And it kind of make people don't like you and don't want to hear nothing you say. So I got a different approach and a different style of how I teach and how I bring people from the dark into the light. So I'm not necessarily telling people to celebrate Christmas. A lot of people that's on my Facebook page is people that know me personally, that I know personally, friends and family from my neighborhood, from my area. They are already celebrating it. So what I'm doing is I'm basically educating them on the elements in what it truly is, historically and scientifically. So, once I can educate them on that and get the conversation going and get their minds going, then I can bring them on to the other side. So that's what that's about.
Well, my brother, do you mind if I read your post?
Right. Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna tell you what I had a problem with, my brother. But I love you though, right?
Yeah, go ahead. I stand behind every word I say, everything I say.
You're my brother, right?
Right.
All right. So I need you to know that, brother, because it's nothing changes. You my brother, and I love you like a brother supposed to love a brother. Like we came out the same womb. Real talk. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna screenshot this real quick, and I'm gonna share it.
Okay.
Hold on. I messed up. Hold on. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna share this real quick if I can. What I do? Hold on. I'm tripping. I'm slipping. Oh, I see. Here we go. All right, I'm tripping. Cause I got this new setup. How you like my new setup, boy? How you like it?
I can't really see it.
Oh man. All right. So look. So it says here.
It's like the words are like kind of crazy.
Okay, hold up.
You see what I'm talking about? They're not clear.
Okay, hold up 1 second. I'm gonna try to fix that right now. Why is it doing that? Give me 1 second. Can you see it now?
Yeah, it's a little clearer.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna split the screen real quick, and then we're gonna read it. I gotta get this out here first. Okay. Let me drop it down real quick. All right. So here we go. It says that. It says Christmas, December the 25th, was the day chosen to celebrate. Was the day chosen to celebrate of a spiritual master called Jesus. This may not be the exact day of his birth, but it's the day chosen to recognize his birth, along with other Christ figures, including Horus and Mithras, whose B-days are celebrated around the 25th. Christmas became a federal holiday in America, against mid-America, in 1870. The Romans celebrated the god Saturn, the god of agriculture, around this time. Christmas is on the time of Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. Saturn being the planet of agriculture, you reap what you sow, quote unquote. Christmas, as we know it today, is a mixture of Christian religious custom, and so-called pagan tradition. Santa is actually Saturn. If you sow love, truth, freedom, and justice, then that's what you reap. If you sow hatred, jealousy, anger, slander, etc., that's what you will get. That's what you will reap.
Right.
This is time to enjoy friends, family, show appreciation, share food, and exchange gifts. Our ancient forefathers knew the science of this time, the influence and emotion. Avoid being a Grinch today. So when I read that, the first thing that jumped out to me is that it seemed like we are adopting the culture that we are trying to let go. When I see that this is the time to enjoy family, friends, show appreciation, share food, and exchange gifts. Now, everything was fine until I seen exchange gifts. I'm like, hold up. And then we see the Christmas tree. We know a picture is worth 1,000 words. So I see all this, and I'm saying to myself, now, hold up now. What are we teaching people? It seems like we are, with that reading that, it appears that we are trying to water something down for acceptance. And that's how I felt about it. And I'm saying to myself now, hold up. Are we being too flexible with the truth? You know, I think we can teach.
So what's your question to me about the post?
That was. You don't think that's too flexible with the truth? Because I think it's plain and it's clearly cut that we don't celebrate Christmas. Do you believe we celebrate Christmas?
No.
All right.
That wasn't the point of the post.
No. I never said that.
Right.
It leads to it gives the impression. You know what I mean? From an unsuspecting reader, it gives the impression that we may celebrate Christmas, or we at least recognize it, or we at least are able to be flexible with it. Like nothing in there says that we don't celebrate Christmas. It says everything in there. It says everything to kind of lead the reader that it's okay, but it's not okay.
No, you kind of added your opinion and your beliefs.
That is my opinion, my brother.
No, yeah, let me give my side of the story on this one. It was to enlighten people on the time, the season. It's not Christmas. This is stuff has been sown before Christmas even came about. This stuff is thousands of years old about this Capricorn and about this Saturn energy, about the energy of this time. You reap what you sow. The reason why you're exchanging gifts and doing and eating meals and showing love and appreciation to the kids and the children and stuff like that around this time is because you want to sow good thoughts. You don't want to deal with bad energy. So when I said don't be a Grinch, don't deal with bad energy around this time. Don't deal with bad energy around this time, because it could be detrimental to you.
Brother, you think if I speak to a Moorish American Muslim and I tell them, man, look, we need to let this stuff go, is that being a Grinch?
No, I see when I made this post, I actually didn't see anybody's post on this. I just know every year people do the same rant about Christmas. I didn't see anybody's post. I just got on and I made the post and I got off.
But the thing is, if I think in fairness, brother, this is just my opinion. Remember, this is my opinion. In fairness, if you're going to lead the reader to be tolerant of something, you have to give the opposing idea that Moorish Americans do not celebrate Christmas. When we look at the Prophet Noble Ali and all of his works, we see he gives you the upside and he gives you the downside. He don't give you one side. In all his instruction, he gives us the upside. If you do right, this is what happens. If you do wrong, this is what happens. The higher self breeds this, the lower self breeds that. But in that presentation right there, that seemed overboard tolerant with not any opposing of what the Moors really stand for.
Because personally,
there's nothing what the Moors stand for.
Yeah, because personally, I am. It doesn't bother me. I am tolerant towards it because I know it is people that's like some of our people. That's what they do. I got family. You know, I am. But that the objective of that post wasn't to say if I celebrate Christmas or not. It was to break down the science and the history and nothing more, nothing less. That was it.
Look, but what I'm saying is, listen to what I'm saying. I get what you're saying. But if we are Moorish American Muslim, what is that standard? I think that should be paramount. As you give your presentation, at the end of that, this is what Moors believe.
Well, what is the standard?
The standard is that we return to the Church of Christianity back to the Europeans because it was prepared by their forefathers for their earthly salvation. And we return to Islam. We as a clean and pure nation, which means we are creating a new beginning. You know what I mean? Clean and pure just means we have a new beginning as a Moorish American Muslim. So listen, matter of fact, let me show you something. I want to see if anybody can read this. I'm about to give it to you right now. Check this out. My sister just sent me a text. I wonder if anybody can see it. Anybody see what that text say?
Not really.
Well, I'm gonna read it to you. You know what my sister just said to me? Hey T, I know you don't celebrate Christmas, so happy holidays to you. Listen to this. Listen to what I'm saying though. They know without a doubt. It's 9:25. There's no mistake about what the Moorish American Tahaka base stand for. And I love them to death. So my point is that if you're going to give some people the educated lesson on something that is so critical as Christmas, we should give the final thought representing what a Moor stands for, is what I'm saying. And when we don't do that, it's a disservice to our prophet and our way of life. This is a divine prophet sent from God. He has the plan to bring us up out of this condition we find ourselves in.
Right.
And so his doctrine should have the last say if we're going to expound and teach on something. And you just got to find a way to teach it in love, not with no malicious intent. And sometimes I get worked up and I get all worked up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just passionate about this. And I think that we need to begin to set the standard of what a Moorish American Muslim is so we can begin to build this nation. We cannot build the nation taking things of the old paradigm with us. It's not going to work because it's not a part of it. And we being leaders in the community, we being leaders on social media, we being Moorish leaders, We have to set the standard.
So let me ask you a question. Why you think the Moors in the 20s did charity on Christmas?
I'm gonna tell you why, bro. Again, the same reason that the prophet mentions in here, these lessons are for all those that love Jesus. Do you know why he put that in there?
Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I got a pretty good idea why.
From your point of view, why did the prophet put that in there?
Because that's where the people are at the time. So my post serves the same exact
brother.
purpose.
It's 100 years later, brother. We are in the age of Aquarius. This is the age where people come in knowing and hearing. They ready to receive, brother. Know the prophecy. They are ready. We don't have to water it down no more. They ready. We set our people back when we tried to dumb it down and thinking they're not ready. We just need to find, as the prophet teaches us, we need to find ways to teach it effectively without compromise.
If you notice my post, I actually led away from the topic of Christmas and went into the real science of it.
But I'm saying,
if you notice that,
I seen that. My point is, I didn't see anything to set the standard as to what a Moorish American Muslim believes.
Because I got everybody. See, I know my audience. These people have been my friends for a long time. They already know what I stand for. Same way your sister called you, my sister called me and she said, I know I can't say Merry Christmas to you, but I say Happy Holidays. Same thing.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. You know your audience, but do you know that you're gaining new audiences every day that don't know what you stand for?
Right, and I got
So you have to
reaffirm
that all the time.
Yeah, and I got videos that tell them what I stand for.
Brother, my thing is this, is that we're going to have to eventually set a standard. And until we set a standard, guess what? We are going to be all over the place. We are not going to be able to create a nation if we don't set the standard. We have to set the standard. If the prophet said, this is what we're doing, this is what we must do. And we have to find a way to not be offensive in teaching it. Though the truth will cause some enemies. It will. It's all right. It's all right. I'm gonna lose some followers today. Look, Brett Higgins.
Yeah, but it's unnecessary.
But the prophet teaches me it's better to gain friends from truth, enemies from truth, than friends from flattery. Brett Hicks took the bay off his name. You feel what I'm saying? So he couldn't have been a Moorish American. It wasn't in his heart to begin with, because he didn't even have a conversation about what this is really about. What this is really about is changing your psychology, renewing your mind, so you can renew the minds of your children and your loved ones. But we don't have the strength for that. It seems like we don't have the strength for that, man. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Listen, Tarka, I did it already. I used to bash this holiday every time it came.
That ain't what I'm saying.
I used to do it though.
I'm not saying bash.
I used to bang on it hard. Now I got a new approach.
I'm not saying
the way I do it.
I'm saying, are we going to set a Moorish American standard?
We can set a Moorish American standard.
It's okay to teach, but at the end of it, do we set and say what a Moorish American believe in? That's the only thing my problem was. That is missing. You follow me?
No.
That's the thing that's missing to me. That's the thing missing to me. We don't have a standard. We are not setting the standard. We set the bar too low. My bad. I muted you. But we set the bar too low. You know, if we know that the Prophet Ali set a standard, we should work with that. You know what I mean? You feel me? Anybody else want to call in? Let's call in and talk about it. Maybe y'all understand my brother Moorish Hawk position. Maybe you understand my position. Whatever. You know what I mean? Come on, man, with that old stuff. Allah is best judge. Allah is the best judge. Man, Allah gave us common sense, brother. Let's stop that, Hicks. Let's stop that, Hicks. Allah gave us common sense, man. We keep on talking about Allah's the best judge. See that psychology? That way can't nobody check you. If I'm doing wrong, Moorish, you there, my brother?
Yeah, I hear you.
Brother, if I do something that's out of order, that you suspect out of order, can you check me, brother?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
If I do something that you disagree with, can you call me up and check me?
Absolutely.
Thank you, brother. I don't think your approach is wrong. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying that if we are Moorish Americans, we should set a Moorish American standard. That's all I'm saying. At the end of every conversation, if we're going to teach, especially something as critical as this, because, man, let me tell you something, brother. I'm going to give it to you 155. Let me tell you how real I am with this. This was a part of the reason I got a divorce, because I wouldn't put no tree in my house. That and amongst like 3 other things.
Oh, see, I understand now your stance.
And I can call my ex-wife up right now, and she would tell you, I wouldn't put no tree in my house. When you met me, I ain't have no tree. And I ain't having no tree in the middle of my house. It ain't happening. You know what I mean? And today she understands. At that time, she thought I was trying to control her. But I wasn't trying to control her. I'm just saying, when you met me, this is how I was. And you seem to be evolving with me until the time came to have that tree. And then it blew up. Man, we had counseling in that thing. We had counseling and everything, Moorish, about a tree.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, and when it all, I mean, that was amongst about 3 other issues.
Real quick. See, I believe in compromising a little bit, especially when it's your wife. Yeah, listen for a second. Like on the Roots, when Kunta Kinte never was say his name, and then the other brother came and he told him, he said, you know, you got your name inside of you. You see, you got your name inside of you. Keep it inside of you. You
Bro.
see? So some things you could compromise just a little bit on.
Bro,
it don't gotta get that bad. It's not that serious.
We cannot move forward as a nation of people if we compromise certain customs and traditions. These customs and traditions were designed, the method in which they were designed to keep us separate from God. That was the intent. To keep it spooky and keep us separate from our Creator. So we cannot get in tune with our true power of self. That's what they were designed for. And when you understand that, you cannot be flexible with that. If something debases you from the great God of the universe, and you know that it's trickery, and you know that it's manipulative, and the intent was to debase you from your own power, man, you got to let that go. You got to let that go. And you got to teach your family to let that go. And you got to fight the good fight. You got to fight the fight of truth. And if you are able to fight the fight of truth, live, breathe another day, pray to Allah to give you the wisdom to fight that truth. Fight for that truth. But these are the things that debase us. We don't even understand the psychology behind. We don't understand the psychological effects that it have on us. We don't understand it's the psychological effect that has us trapped. You know what I mean? The jihad is in the mind. The war is in the mind. And when your mind is captivated, man, some people feel so bad because they can't get a gift. They feel so bad that they don't give a gift. They feel so bad if they don't have that tree. They feel terrible. That's psychological. That's slavery. That is slavery. And if we don't want to wake our people up and we want to keep them asleep, brother, we are worse than the daggone European. Let them have their Christmas. Let them have, you can have what you want. But if you ask me, I'm going to tell you it's wrong. And this is why. Man, we need courage for truth, man. Brother Moorish, we need courage for the truth, brother. You know, that's all I'm saying. But brother, come on with it. What else, my brother? Let me see if anybody want to call in. I just think, man, I am so serious that we need to build a Moorish nation. We need to build a Moorish nation. Moorish Hawk signed off. We need to build a Moorish nation. We cannot build a Moorish nation bringing this European psychology with us. We can't do it. We cannot build a Moorish nation bringing this madness with us. Because the children going to be mad at you. Because the children going to feel bad. Heck, God, Allah, the ancestors gave us the wisdom to feel and feed the need and the soul and the spirit of the children. They're going to be all right. But misleading and lying, it's not okay. And we should not be okay with it. It should not be okay with it. You should be able to go to your family and still be a Moorish American. Go to your mother's house. Go to your cousin's house. Go to your aunt's house and go as a Moorish American and leave as a Moorish American. They will respect you more. What you want? Do you want respect? Do you want respect, or you want to show how you just a hypocrite and really don't believe? That's why people don't want to come into more science, because we say one thing and we do another. We make more science seem like a cult, and then we want to blend into the old way of doing things, and then go back into a cult. We just jump fence. 1 minute we in the cult more science. Next minute we back with the European. Then we in the cult more science. Next we back with the... We just keep jumping the fence. We got to stop jumping the fence. Brett Hicks took the bay off his name. Unbelievable. But you know what I mean? Moors are made. I mean, Moors are born, not made. So either you're a Moor or you're not. You know what I mean? Either you recognize or you're not. Brother, I'm not making it seem like a cult. I'm making it seem that's like the Jewish people. The Jewish people don't celebrate Christmas. They do their thing. They're not trying to appease their European cousin. They're not doing that. They live in their Jewish lifestyle. Why can't we live our Moorish lifestyle? That's not a cult, Brett Hicks. It's not a cult, because I want to live my lifestyle. I want to live my culture, not somebody else's. I want to live my culture. I want to baptize myself. I want to clean myself. I want that stuff away from me. It never meant us no good. Never. Our prophet teaches us that all people have suffered slavery. Chasing after them gods of Europe that we know nothing of. That's one of them gods, man. That's one of them gods, man, we keep chasing after. You know what I mean? One of them gods we chasing after, man. We got to stop chasing after these gods of Europe, man. We got to let this stuff go. Got to let this stuff go, man. Yeah, Quincy Robinson, you're right. Cult do mean culture. But I'm talking about that misunderstanding of what a cult is, brother. You know, I'm saying I want to be a Moorish American. I want to be around Moorish Americans. I want to talk Moorish science. I want to talk Noble Drew Ali. I want to talk building communities. I want to talk building schools. Then I want to build the school. I want to know Moorish news. I want to know your perspective from a Moorish point of view on Lil Wayne. I want to know your perspective from a Moorish point of view. On Beyonce, what do you think as a Moor? How do a Moor see this? How do a Moor see these things? When are we going to begin to look at life through the eyes of Moorish? When will we begin to look at life through the eyes of Moorish? When? You know what I mean? When? We need to begin to look at life through the eyes of Moorish. When are we going to do that? You know, the prophet gave us a whole, he brought everything back. Everything. We don't need that stuff. We don't need that stuff. He brought everything back to us. And we need to begin to look at life through the eyes of being a Moor. And then until we do that, man, we not getting nowhere, man. We not getting nowhere, man. I'm telling you, sisters, we not getting nowhere. You know, we run around, we do all sorts of stuff. You know, the prophet teaches us that we are Moorish families. You got Moorish brothers, they go to the temple, a wife at home chilling. I ain't even gonna try to get your wife to come to the temple. Wife at home chilling. Go church on Sunday though. And there ain't nothing wrong with church. Some of my best Moors in the church quoted by the prophet. But it is something wrong when you can go to church, but she can't go to the temple. Something wrong with that. You know what I mean? Man, he lost confidence in the prophet. He lost confidence in the prophet. I tell anybody, man, listen, if you lose confidence in the prophet, you know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, the prophet make it plain, man. The prophet make it plain. You can't get away from it. The prophet makes it plain. If you're going to be a Moorish American, there's certain requirements. You know what I mean? There's certain requirements. Like right here. Well, first all members must proclaim their nationality. Let me say this. Before slavery happened, we did not do these things. Why are we doing them now when we're supposed to know better? We're supposed to know better. We are in a time now where people are ready to listen and receive the truth. We don't have to play these games. Pray, ask Allah to show you how to deliver the truth as it relates to his prophet, because this is the savior of humanity. This is what's going to bring us up out of this madness, without a doubt. Islam, peace and love, family. Who I'm speaking with?
Speaking with T.I.
Who I'm speaking with, my brother?
T.I. from Curry.
Hey, how you doing, my brother? Speak to me. Where you calling from?
Calling out the Nashville area.
Nashville. Yes, sir. I hear that southern little twist right there. But talk to me, brother. What's going on?
Yeah, I know. First of all, I'm not a temple Moor.
Oh, brother, we ain't getting to that because my Moor signs cross lines and border lines. We can get to that later. So I got you. But talk to me, brother.
Yeah, I mean, and this is how I deal with that situation. You know, I don't give this day any of my energy as far as recognizing that, you know, the day after the winter solstice and the sun being born again. I acknowledge that internally, but as far as Jesus' birthday and all that, you know, I got two sons, one 3 and one 5, and my oldest son, a 5-year-old, he comes to me, you know, for the last couple of weeks every day trying to tell me about Santa Claus. And I tell him, well, you know, man, Santa Claus ain't real. You know, that's just a story that, you know, the grown people in your life are trying to tell you to make believe for the kids, but you're gonna realize that your dad is the only one that's telling you the truth. I said, while you're a child, it's okay to believe that the Santa Claus is just make believe, so that because your family loves you and they want to give you presents. And I deal with it like this. I don't try to tell him don't acknowledge what his extended family is trying to do.
That's right.
For their beliefs or whatever. I don't try to knock their beliefs down, but at the same time, I give him that. I give him the truth, and I let him, weigh that against what the world outside of myself is trying to tell him is reality.
Right.
And I let him know I'm always truthful with him, and that I never lie to him, and that in my day-to-day life, ain't no going up in my house either. I feel you on that.
Bro.
It's an impossibility because we'll be celebrating white supremacy.
Exactly.
You telling the brother right. I know what he's saying. He's saying like he trying to, I guess, pull his family into the truth, sugarcoating it. But it's like, man, you gotta kind of like put up that brick wall. You can't give it none of your energy.
But you know what though, brother? The thing is that it's okay the way that you teach it, but at the end of the conversation, conclude the conversation by stating what you believe. Everything else is fine and dandy. But why don't we conclude? Are we ashamed that we don't believe in Christmas? Do we have a problem that we don't believe in Christmas? You understand? Like, it's okay to talk about the winter solstice. It's okay to talk about Santa means Saturn. It's okay to talk about the Capricorn. It's okay to talk about you reap what you sow. But at the end of all that, I am a Moorish American. And we don't believe in these things due to the fact that it's a misrepresentation of what God has sent to man. It's a total misrepresentation, and it misleads people, and it puts you in a position to lie to people.
The kids.
Yeah. So
a lot of kids.
Absolutely. And the thing is, we tend to think that we got to dumb it down when in actuality that we are in the age right now that people can understand this simple truth. Even if they don't like it, they can understand it. And you get more respect. You get more respect when people understand where you stand at. People respect you more. My whole family respect me. Those that don't subscribe to the Moorish Temple of America and the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and Islamism. Man, my whole family, when my family, they probably watching now. When something go down, you know who they call for advice? They don't call Mr. Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
They call Tahaka Bay.
Right. And they call Tiaka Curry too,
Yeah.
But at the same time, they kind of look at me and pity in the sense that I don't acknowledge anything about Jesus Christ as far as even his birthday, even down something like that, or just the belief in him as God. They don't understand that, I'm not trying to give there any energy. And they kind of like, I can tell their energy is they have pity for me. They have pity in the sense that I'm a burn or somehow go to hell. I mean,
yeah, I know, brother.
Yeah, I can understand where they coming from with that.
Hey, brother,
but,
my mother used to tell me, my sons was 7 and 8. And my mother said, why would you do that to them boys? You ain't getting them no gift. Why would you do that? I looked my mother in her face and I said, do what? She said, well, when you were young, you got toys. I said, I had no choice in the matter. I know better.
Right.
But you know the wild thing about it?
Mm-hmm.
All of that stuff that their friends was getting, my sons already had it anyway.
Right. And I do this throughout the year. I give my sons what they want. It is not. I'm not gonna set apart this day. And I don't knock nobody who celebrates.
That's right. That's right, brother.
you celebrating it, that's your belief, and I respect it. And if it's about the spirit of giving or whatever, do you, but at the same time, it's people that look me in my face and, a foot and a half away from me and say Merry Christmas, and they expect me to say it right back to them. And, I appreciate the well wishes, but I'm not going to say that to you.
Yeah, exactly. And my thing is when people want to hit me with the Merry Christmas, I understand your intent is good. I have no problem with that. And I might say Happy Holidays, a season greeting or whatever. I ain't gonna Merry Christmas you nothing, but I'm not gonna be rude. I'm not gonna be mean. If the prophet teaches us, they're not to descend to meanness. So I'm never gonna be mean because that's not my intent to be a mean person. However, I'm going to stand on my square as taught by the prophet Noble Drew Ali because I know it works. I know it works.
That's right, exactly, bro.
I know it works. And I don't need to sugarcoat it for children or adults. I'm a grown man. And the children of my house is going to listen to me. And they can cry, they can have a hissy fit, they can have all. I don't have that problem because I've been with this too long. But I'm just saying, I've been with this too long. But brother, where you say you from?
I'm at the Nashville area.
Nashville, brother. I got to get down there, brother, and put study group down. How long you been to Moorish American Moslem?
I'm not a Moorish American Moslem.
Brother, you got to come on in, brother. What you doing? What you waiting for?
Hey, I'm the same brother that called in last week that was like on the business tip, I mean, but that's what I'm on right now. I'm on studying law, but at the same time, the Moorish American Temple, the Moorish Temple of America, it didn't show me a whole lot of things, as far it's true in a lot of instances. Where as far as my study, as far as law and business is concerned, so, I'm just moving like that right now. But I see some people, attacking this thing one way, and I'm coming this way, and because like I was saying last week, they use the law to do all types of things to our community. And they deliberately do that. It started with Nixon with the war on drugs. It continued on with Reagan, with funneling drugs into our community, wholesale with Oliver North. It continued on with Clinton, using the prison industrial complex, to target us, So, if they want to use the law to tear us apart like this, I didn't learn how to use the law to tear they motherfucking ass apart.
Watch your mouth, bro. Good Lord.
I mean, yeah, I really didn't want to say that out loud because, that ain't, I ain't trying to put that.
No, you all right, my bro.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that's what we doing. That's what we on. And, I'm all about building with brothers and, sharing what I know ain't for everybody.
Right. Well, let me say this to you, my brother. Let me say this before I let you go. The Moorish Science Temple of America is founded for the uplifting of fallen humanity. Right. Anything that's counterproductive to that, we should be against it. That's number one. Yes, number two, we, as the prophet teaches us, are a clean and pure nation. So we should be set to build a nation, and we cannot bring all of this dirty, wasteful baggage along with us into building this nation. We have to let it go in order to move forward. And if we don't let it go, if we too flexible, we are going to be stuck. Period, point blank.
That's understood.
Period, point blank. So, brother, I appreciate you calling.
Let me ask you one thing, though.
Yes, sir.
One thing. If we were to break away right now and have our own island somewhere, we still have to do commerce with other nations.
Oh, yeah, that's never going to stop. That's never going to stop. Listen.
And we still have to have law.
We still going to have law. We're going to still work with other people, but we don't have to be of the other people. We still going to exchange commerce and goods. We're going to do all that. Let me give you an example real quick, my brother, before I let you go. If I had an Indian friend, right, and they were studying an Indian holiday or they were having an Indian celebration, if I go there and I enjoy the festivities, that don't mean I'm going to be feeding some gods tomorrow. I can go and respect my Indian friend, my Pakistani friend, my Chinese friend. I can go and respect their culture and have a wonderful time. I can respect the Chinese New Year, go and have a wonderful time. But that don't mean I'm going to be walking around with dragons next year if I don't go there.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
I'm not going to be telling people it's the year of the dog. I'm a Moorish American Moslem. I'm going to teach you about some more science. That's what I'm going to do. But I can still enjoy my family, my friends, and all of those that believe different. But I don't have to become of them. Unless what they're doing is founded on truth as I understand it, according to the prophet Noble Drew Ali, who was divinely prepared by the great God of the universe. Period, point blank. A call just came through, brother. I'm going to let you go, family. I appreciate you, King. You know, so Brett Hicks say Hindus are Muslim, European are Muslim. I'm just saying, man, we got to understand that we can go and be around people and not be of the, man, we crazy. We go to a Christmas party, we start drinking liquor. I ain't drinking no liquor. I don't want no liquor. You know what I mean? We start wearing Santa Claus hats. Acting crazy. Come on, man. We gotta stop, man. You know what I mean? We gotta stop, man. You know what I mean? We gotta stop, man. We gotta do our own thing, man. We gotta be Moorish American to the bone. And we gotta follow our prophet the way he got it set up, not the way we want it. If the prophet held up the Holy Quran of the Moorish Temple of America, the divine constitution and bylaw, and the questionnaire, and he said, take these and save yourself, that's the standard. That is the standard. Now, anything outside of that, you can make it what you want to. That don't make it right. You can interpret it how you want to. The prophet gave toys to the children. You can interpret it how you want to. I know the standard. The standard is the Holy Quran of the Moorish Temple of America, the questionnaire, and this. And that does not support amalgamation. That does not support us celebrating things of Eurocentric value. That's the standard. That's the standard. And if we are not ready to be within the standard, it's okay. Just say so. But don't make a lie right or try to convince people it's okay. Teach all the truth you want to. But at the end of the day, you're a Moorish American. So you say. Walk around with no Santa Claus suits on. What type of foolishness we on? Shibzu, I don't drink no liquor. The prophet say we should be under any intoxicating influence that would cause the male to become detrimental. I don't drink. The prophet said we shouldn't do that, brother. That's what's wrong with it. We shouldn't do it, man. I'm high off that holy zeal. The prophet said, I need intoxicating liquors, brother. No, brother. A brother did have on, hey, Brett Hicks, a brother had on the Santa Claus hat on Facebook. Was that you? Let me see something, man. Cause you really defended this. Work with me, family. Let me see. Let me see if that's Brett Hicks, man. Cause this brother keep on going in. I'm gonna see if this Brett Hicks, man. Is that you, brother? Did Brett Hicks offend me or something? Let me see. Bro, why you defending this madness, man? You know what I mean? Why you defending this madness, man? If that's what you want to do, it's okay. It's okay, my brother. You know what I mean? Just let people know that you ain't with it. Yeah. Man, alcohol ain't no good, man. Don't no Moorish American drink no alcohol unless they doing it on the low. Moorish American probably get sauced up on the low. Half of them in this chat room probably got up trees. I'm just saying. But they ain't out there telling people that it's the right thing to do. Yeah. Hey, Shimzu. Call in, brother. Call in. Call in. Brother sitting up there with lights and everything. Everything around the house. Chilling. You know what I mean? Children right now unwrapping their last gift. I'm just playing. I'm just family. Quincy Robinson. Moorish American Muslims. Those who leave, we're not supposed to be drinking, man. Listen, man, I know we like to drink, man. I used to like that old sauce, man. I used to, where you send a picture at, brother? Where you send a picture? Hey, Brett Hicks, hit me in my inbox on Facebook. You sent me a picture. Where? My email. Let me check my email real quick. Don't go nowhere, fam. Let me check my email. Brett said he sent me a picture. Let me see. Let me see if he sent me an email. He sent me a picture. I don't see no picture, Brett. I see no picture, man. But listen, man, y'all just want to drink. I'm telling you, man, listen. I'm not telling you to drink. I'm not telling you what to do. But if that's what you do, do it. You know what I mean? It's not family. Who I'm speaking with?
Baltimore in the building.
Yes, sir. How you doing, family?
What's up, sir?
I'm doing well. What's going on, family? Talk to me.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good in the house. I was just letting you know, you know this stuff.
Yeah. Well, what's up with you this evening, brother?
Everything's good. Just chilling with the fam.
So do you got your tree up?
Football.
Do you got your tree up?
You know the wifey,
See,
in the houses.
hey, brother. Hey, brother. See,
Yeah.
that's keeping it real. You see what I'm saying? But my problem, this show was about those who running around faking, acting like as if it's okay. See, you just say, man, you know the wife, da da da. That's what's up. You know what I mean? But the ones that's perpetrating the fraud and acting like this is Moorish character is crazy.
Right. No. Everybody doesn't wake up at the same time,
Absolutely.
You've been married 20-some years, it takes time. One wake up 5 years ago and the other one's still going to church. It's a growing process.
Exactly. It's not an event, it's a process. But the problem is, brother, how people try to sugarcoat it and on social media and all over the internet and not putting the final coat on it. Sugarcoat it, but then when you put the icing on it, let people know that you're a Moorish American and what Moorish Americans believe and stand for.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm surprised the wife even followed me up because we opened, we shared a few gifts, right?
Right.
We did it yesterday.
Right.
So I said, let's do it today.
Right.
We know to do so much. I tried to break the knowledge to her that, it was the summer solstice, the winter solstice, and it was the winter equinox. And then when I dropped that on her, she took her head for a minute, and then she went into the schizophrenic and talking about, not my Jesus, about my Jesus. Hold up. Beat over the head a little bit with the information, and then we just chilled, and then boom. But some things came in, it happened today, and she wasn't able to do that thing. I wasn't going nowhere.
Well, brother, let me ask you. If I'm sitting up there acting like I'm teaching somebody about more science, and I'm sitting up there with a Santa Claus outfit on Facebook, brother, you'd be disappointed in me, wouldn't you, brother?
Out of order. You back there with the Moorish flag, you out of order.
Praise the Lord. I appreciate you, my brother.
Absolutely.
I got my brother Sharif just came in the building. He about to bless us with some Christmas carols. Now I'm playing. Peace and love, family. Brother Sharif, you in the building?
Islam, brother man.
Hey, brother, I'm sitting here having a good time. People are getting offended, but it's okay. My point of the matter is this, Brother Sharif. I'm not saying that we don't have work to do. I'm not saying that it's not a struggle.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we cannot be Moorish leaders and not put the final coat, the final icing on the cake. If we want to be flexible and be tolerant, that's fine. Never descend to meanness. I get it. But when you finish doing all of that, let people know what Moorish stands for, what the Prophet Ali brought. That's all I'm saying. Islam, my brother. Welcome to the chat, my family.
First, I want to rise and give praise to Allah and honors to his prophet, Prophet Ali, honors to the Moorish Science Temple of America. I want to give honors to all the listeners of Moorish World TV. I definitely want to give honors to my brother in blue right there. You're off the Turnbuckle Bay, a.k.a. Tahaka Bay. I want to give honors to my brothers and comrades and Ali's men as well. I mean, you already know. I mean, it's kind of touchy even amongst Moorish Americans. But, you make a good point. There is where we are on the road to our own personal and collective development, and then there's the standard. And a lot of times it's comfortable for us to make ourselves the standard, to make our point, our position, or our current standing the standard. That way we feel comfortable. That way it doesn't look like we're slacking to other people. And that's because we care more a lot of times about appearing to look the part instead of just being honest and saying, hey, I mean, I can tell you, brother, I say it to my members all the time, when the Prophet said the fallen Asiatic sons and daughters of North America need to learn to love instead of hate, right? And to learn of their higher self and lower self. Brother, that's real, because every day there's times where I mistake my lower self for my higher self. There's not a time that goes by at least 3 times a week where I think my higher self is telling me it's okay to punch somebody in the mouth. You know what I mean? And I'm convinced for a second, like, yeah, that's my higher self talking, but it's not. You know, so I'm honest enough with myself to be like, you know what? I know what the standard is. I also know where I am, and I am not yet meeting the standard.
Bro, and I feel you. When I started seeing these posts on Facebook where Moors was justifying putting up trees, and they taking pictures of this stuff.
Oh, wow.
They taking pictures of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, just say that you're not ready yet. Just say that you haven't gotten that lesson yet. Just say I understand it. But you know, and I know that we are returning this stuff back to Europeans. But you haven't got there yet. Okay, I get it. But you are posting pictures. You are wearing, one brother wearing a Santa Claus outfit, talking about, oh, baby girl. And I'm saying, with a bay on your name, man, that's making a mockery out of what the Prophet brought us. To me.
Yes, sir.
You know,
yes, sir.
And I had to point out the brother, yeah, I know he probably upset with me, but I got to call a spade a spade. It is what it is. The same brother that got on you and talking about you ain't attending your meetings when you came to my temple, he's posting a picture of a Christmas tree with presents, talking about how it feels so good. Yeah, and I know, okay, I got to call it what it is. That's where you put it at. So that's where I got to put it at. Now, people that's watching this, I'm not coming out of no malice intent. I'm not trying to get back. I'm making a point.
Right.
That you cannot post one thing that is so, I mean, to the letter. And on one point, saying that you ain't attending your meetings because you didn't go to the meeting which is hosted by your grand body that you're a member of, but you went to the meeting of a brother that's within another grand body, and because of that, you don't attend your meeting. Now, we didn't made some definition of what attending a meeting is right there. But we cannot define what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali's standard is when it comes to these holidays. How do we miss the mark like that? But I'm gonna leave that brother alone. I love you, bro. I just felt that I wasn't even gonna do a show today, brother Sharif. But after I seen this, man, I said, man, people need to know that Moorish Americans are trying to build a nation, a clean and pure nation, which means we gotta let some of this stuff go.
Yo, you know what, brother? If there was ever a time in recent history where the Moorish agenda can be pushed as viable to our people, it's right now in the whole Trump era. It's right now. You know what I mean? To do so, we have to truly proclaim, and that's draw the line in the sand. Like, this is what we're about. This is what we're not about. You know what I mean? That's right. Very, very important now. It's for a number of reasons. I mean, you know, for a while we were talking a lot about, you know, a lot of these other, you know, doctrines that are really not Moorish, but masquerading as Moorish. That's a part of it as well, you know, but now we're talking about basic cultural standards. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the prophet during the time of the prophet, he gave, and this is to a point you made earlier when I first got on. He, you know, the Moors in 1928 gave Christmas presents to children. That's a beautiful demonstration, but that's not a compromise of principles, and that's not an amalgamation of principles either.
You know what that's called, brother? That's called zakat.
Praise the Lord. That's called charity. That's right. And but brother, a point that you made earlier that underscores that is that when you already have your own, you don't take other people's cultural practices or principles as offensive, unless you know what I'm saying. A lot of times we, in the, you know, our conscious people, right, take every holiday or European holiday as offensive. And why is that? Because we don't have holidays of our own that we can say, well, you know what, this is mine. You got yours, I got mine. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, we have our own as Moorish Americans. That doesn't make us better then, but it does make us better off, because it doesn't bother me that somebody practices Christmas. It don't bother. I don't got to beat them in the head with Jesus wasn't born on December 25th. I don't got to beat them in the head with that. I don't got to beat them in the head with, you know, well, that's really talking about the death of the sun and its grave below the, you know, the equator. And that, I don't got to beat people in the head with all of that.
Hey, bro.
You know, I say, should you practice? Praise the Lord. I got what I practiced January 8th.
Brother, you notice that the title of this is not dedicated to those who practice Christmas. The title of this is European Mind Control Over the Moorish American. When is enough is enough. Because this has nothing to do with my aunt that got up the tree right now. This has nothing to do with my cousin who got up the tree right now. This has something to do with those who profess to be Moorish American, that have proclaimed their nationality for perpetuating the same stuff that they were doing before they proclaimed, which is in error. Which is in error. You know, and when I say it's an error, I'm not saying that you can drop it tomorrow. I'm saying recognize the truth, acknowledge the truth, and work towards it.
That's right. That's right.
Work towards it. Bro, right. I took so much stuff, man. I could put my mother on the phone right now. Man, my mother act like I was abusing my sons years ago. Yes. Why would you do that to them boys?
Well, you know, brother, I mean, if we're all honest with ourselves, you know that is probably, I would argue to say that is probably the main motivation behind the cultural amalgamation. You know what I'm saying? Is family members and many times spouses and loved ones, personal loved ones, you know, like treating it as if you're depriving others, you're depriving children, you're depriving, you know what I mean? Like it's abuse, as you put it, like it's abuse.
Man, I'm telling you, man. It was 3 points of the reason I got a divorce, brother. And one of them was that old no good tree. That old no good tree. Man, hey, my ex-wife, I hope she ain't watch it now, because we all right. And she's gonna help me. She's going to help me do this thing to get the Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the curriculum on the public school, because she actually is a teacher and been a teacher for over 20 years. And she's going to help with this curriculum. Mom, I will tell you about that, brother. So we all right. But I tell you what, she actually cried and said, but the tree just make me feel so good. It's my childhood memories. It brings up all the memories of when I was a child. Yeah. No, you're trying to control me.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Bro. And she held that tree dear. Man, we even talked to she was still in the church at the time, and we had talked to her pastor.
Yes, sir.
And the pastor even verified that this is foolishness, that this is nonsense, that it's just a custom, it's a tradition. It don't represent the Lord. It don't represent Jesus. But see, what I did was my ex-wife, she was so, I thought she was above intelligent. I think she is above average intelligent. And I thought that she could just hear the truth and conform to it, and we would be all right. However, this thing runs so deep. That's why I am so raw with it, that if we come into the light, let it go, because this thing can have a hold on you and take you down a road where you don't even understand psychologically what's going on and what's happening to you psychologically. So let it go.
To me, brother, and I would agree with you. I have to agree with you. But to me, what's personally, more crucial in this matter is that we're looking at, follow me on this. We're looking with this whole era with Trump. We're looking at we're looking at that same cycle of every time there's Asiatic progress, or what people will call Black African American progress. And like it or not, I just want to say this real quick. Like it or not, an Asiatic two-term president of the United States of America is progress. I don't care what anybody says.
Absolutely.
That's progress. That's progress. And even if you don't believe it's progress, the European does, because what you're seeing now is a virulent and violent rollback based on a two-term Asiatic president. You see what I'm saying? So they see it as progress. My point being is that what they see as progress at this day and time, I'm talking about the whole Trumpism ideology and all the stuff that comes with it, the alternative right. Yo, that stuff ain't sustainable. That stuff is speeding America towards hell in a handbasket. That's what it's doing. It really is. And so what we have is a point in time where social norms are starting to break down. Let me throw a lesson at you all. Stock market crash in 1929. Millions of Americans were destitute overnight. Many starved. People went from, it was a bad time. But now there was a contingency of Americans that became filthy rich in a very short period of time. Why? Because they understood their way of thinking. They understood that when society breaks down, especially in this case, economics, the rules of economics also break down. They realized, wow, we can remake the rules and reshape the rules in our favor, which is what they did. And when the New Deal came into being from 1933 to 1938, they walked out filthy rich. What we're facing society-wise is something very similar, where the societal norms are starting to break down, which means there's a lane opening up for Moorish American ideology, identity, and cultural norms. So this is the time that we need to full court press this thing. Like, yo, Christmas tree, you bugging out. You know what I'm saying? Bugging out, right?
I want you to go in. I want you to go in. But I just said this to Moorish Hawk. I say, brother, we are in the age of Aquarius. This is the age also where people are ready to receive these spiritual truths.
Right.
We there. Right. We good.
Right.
Now, all we need to do is find a way to teach it in love and not be offensive and malicious with it. But we're good.
Correct.
We're good.
Correct.
Yes.
That's right, brother, man. This is a good time. This is, and see, it hasn't even really ratcheted up yet. It's going to. But we're starting to see a period where we can go hard. Like, come on now. You got an Asian woman, an Asian sister, a couple years back that initiated, getting some legislation passed at the federal level to remove the moniker or the label Oriental from federal records as it related to her people. It gets all the way to the White House, to the Oval Office, President Obama's desk. President Obama says, okay, cool, let's sign it, let's get it passed, and then adds the label Negro to it. He threw us a freebie. You see what I'm saying? The Asian Americans push their situation. We ain't pushed nothing. And when I say we, I'm being critical. I'm talking about Moorish Americans.
Huh.
The main people that are talking about we are not Negro, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
President Obama threw us an alley-oop with that one. You see what I'm saying? Yo.
Bro, I mean, that's why it's so frustrating to me. That's why it's so frustrating to a degree that we talk about where the Moors at, what the Moors are doing. We talk all of this stuff, brother.
Right.
Man, and we don't even pay attention enough to even support the next thing that's going down the pipe.
Right, brother. Our eyes aren't open. We're not looking. And again, being critical of the organization I love and the people that I love and that I would sacrifice for and do sacrifice for. I mean, we're family like that, so we can be critical of each other and ourselves. We're not looking at the right things. You know what I'm saying? We're not looking at the right things. I was talking about this to the members in Sunday school today and at the Holy Day meeting. You know, the European so-called Jews, right? The African immigrants from East Africa, Ethiopia, whatever, right? When they come here, they form little small communities, pockets. They go to public schools. But guess what they don't complain about? They don't complain about the screwed up school system. They don't complain about the Eurocentric history. I wonder why. The reason why they don't do that is because they get debriefed at the synagogue, at the mosque and the masjid, and at home. Because what they get debriefed with is their own specific cultural and national worldview that they see the entire world through. And they don't broadcast it. They ain't got to broadcast it. Why? Because like the prophet said about the nationality card, it's for their salvation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it's how they see it. So, you know, they don't have to complain. They don't have to complain about it. They have a buffer for that. They have a way to process outside information in a way that's going to benefit them no matter how it comes. You see, that's what Moorish, that's what our literature, you held up the literature earlier. That's what our literature and our studies do for us or should do for us. It's at this point in time that we need to double back and get so solid in our literature that our worldview becomes armor. That when we look at anything, you know, we look at anything. Like, for instance, if we know, which we do know, that our forefathers founded old world Western civilization, founded it, and on our decadence, the European rose to rule the world for the first time in history. So it's basically he's appropriated our old civilization and now calls it his. We know that now, right? And we know it was done through crusades. You see what I'm saying? So in 2016, if we know that that's what happened to our forefathers and foremothers, then when we see on one end of the news the rising spike of overt racial hostility towards our people, and then totally separate the rising spike of Islamophobia, to us, it makes perfect sense because we know the history that shapes our worldview. We say, you know what? Both of those are tied together. This is the Crusades 2016. And what do we do after that? We move out accordingly. We don't got to broadcast it to the world. We just move out on it. You see what I'm saying? But if somebody asks, best believe they'll get an answer. Yeah, man. That's your worldview is your protection because it shapes how you think and that shapes how you act. And it should be in a way that benefits you. Right now, we're not thinking. Our people don't know how to think properly for our own good.
Hey, brother, and sometimes I'm going to be honest.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes I have to keep on questioning myself. Am I too far gone? I'm turning into a super Moor. Because I see everything through Moorish eyes. I don't see it. Man, I'm telling you, no matter where I go or who I deal with, I don't disrespect anybody. I respect everybody. I have fun. I do everything that I can do. Matter of fact, a cousin of mine that got married, they had a gathering at a club. Shout out to my cousin, Big Dirk. Big Dirk got married. I never thought Big Dirk get married. Big Dirk got married. But they had this celebration at a club. A real club now, brother. A real club. Drinks and all that. Everything. And when I would tell him, no, that's my cousin Dirk. Man, I go in there, man. I had a ball. No, I ain't drink no sauce. No, I ain't grind on nobody, a woman or no single woman. And I boogie a little bit. I ain't got no skills. That European gene up in me. I can't boogie too. I had a good time. I had a very good time. And so my point is that we can be Moorish Americans at all times. We don't have to compromise our Moorish identity to be accepted.
That's fact.
That's
fact.
crazy to me. That's crazy to me that we have to begin to compromise our Moorish identity so somebody can like us. And we can't separate the wheat from the chaff. I don't have no problem with separating the wheat from the chaff, and I don't do this to offend anybody. All of my people that is not Asiatic, and you're in the chat, this is not to offend you. All those that are mixed Asiatic and European, this is not to offend you. You know you are family like anybody else. But I got to call it what it is. Prophet Noble Drew Ali sets a standard, and I must uphold this standard. And it's not to offend anybody.
That's right, brother. Brother, earlier you were talking when I first jumped on. There was a conversation with the brother on the phone about the reality or lack thereof of historical Jesus.
Right.
What was that all about? What was that all about?
The brother, I didn't really respond to that, but the brother say he doesn't even teach that Jesus exists. Well, he's not a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America, so I didn't really respond to it. But my thing is, if I was to respond to it, the first thing I would say is that we can't continue to deny our ancestor. Jesus, correct, our ancestor who has been mislabeled by name.
Yes, sir.
However, yes, sir, the prophet and his genius, by the will of Allah, he uses the name Jesus, but he also, within our questionnaire, he gives you the indication,
yes, sir,
that that name is the name that's being used, but not the real name. Right. But you have to be a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America to understand this. And as me and Moorish Hawk said earlier, the reason why the prophet infused the lessons of our ancestor Jesus within our doctrine is because that's where we were at. And in order for us to move on to the next level, you have to, as we say, meet us where we were at. That is the reason for me that the prophet even gave the children those gifts.
But let me add this too, because I agree with you 100%. But I'd like to take it even a step further.
Come on, brother.
The whole, and again, we talked about this April 10th, and we talked about it in subsequent things as well. You know, the significance of Jesus is not the personality. The significance of Jesus is the pattern that he embodied. That's why you could draw direct parallels with Zoroaster, with Osiris and Horus, Asar, the whole story of Asar, Set, and Heru. This is why you could draw those parallels, because it's the pattern that's more important, not the personality. Right. Now, that it's that pattern as personified in the story of our brother Jesus. That rule. I want to say this, and I want to reinforce it. That pattern. The knowledge of that pattern rules the world. It rules the world. The European had to appropriate your brother and then flip and bounce the story so that it points to him, so he could do what? Rule the world.
That's right.
That's just what it is, man. So that story, believe it or not, rules the world, but we just know the surface of it. We don't understand the deepness of it. The prophet brought that back to us. These secret lessons, he said, right? We know they're secret not because they were locked in a vault somewhere. What makes it secret, people, and I know there's some people in the chat right now that know exactly what I'm talking about. Shout out to those that have been in those special schools. But I'm going to say this. What makes it secret is that your exposure to it changes the wavelength of your thinking, and you yourself now become a repository for secret knowledge. You become a conduit for secret knowledge. And how is that knowledge born out? In your actions, in what you produce. Secret knowledge isn't something that's locked up somewhere and you got to dust off and read. That's not what it is. but exposure to the pattern. This pattern rules the world. It's an ancient pattern that goes way before the quote unquote historical Jesus, and it's here present now. It's just been kept under lock and key. The European, anyone that knows about the ages-old war between the Templars and the Catholic Church know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, my brother, a lot of my problem is that the Moorish American, and specifically the Moorish American, and some of those that have been in those halls of learning that you're speaking about, they keep these secrets from their children.
That's a fact, brother. That's a fact.
Keep it from their children, and that is a crime in my book. You know,
yes,
because the prophet came to loosen the keys. He came to cover all of all these secret organizations. You know,
that's right.
And I say that if you're going to teach these lessons to anybody, first and foremost, teach it to your children.
Yes, sir.
Teach it to your children, and stop perpetuating the lie as if it's all good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Your children should know. Your children should be the first beneficiaries, or your wife, but your household should be the first to benefit off your awakening. And if you cannot get them to benefit off your awakening, you are island unto yourself. You are internet activists.
How do they say it? How do they say it in the Nation of Islam? I give high honors to those teachings. You know, in their lesson called the Problem Book, Problem 13, it says, after learning mathematics, which is Islam, and Islam is a mathematics, it stands true. You can prove it in no limit of time. Now you must learn to use it and to secure wealth for yourself while you are living. That is money, good homes, friendships, and all walks of life. Sit yourself in heaven at once. This is the greatest desire your brother teaches. In other words, if your knowledge, if your consciousness is so valuable and so powerful, it needs to be putting money in your pocket and improving in your social condition. If it's not doing that, then you have no business knowing it.
Fact.
That's just fact. That's just
facts. And in closing, brother, we gonna close up because I've been here for a minute, brother. I sent you the link earlier. I don't know what you was doing, but I was
traveling, brother. I was moving around, brother.
And brother, I've been busy this week. I'm gonna catch up with you tomorrow, brother. I've been very busy. I'm doing some serious things, as you know. I want everybody to know that I do have a GoFundMe up. What I'm trying to do is bring this information to the masses. But not only bring the information, I'm also trying to get to a point where we can have workshops so we can begin to build our Moorish nation. I'm talking about the brick and mortar part. I'm not talking about selling you a book. I'm not talking about trying to sell you something that a hat, a t-shirt. I might come with some of that stuff too. But I want to get with any city that we come to. Thank you, Sister Deshaunda Nelson, for your donation. Very much appreciated. Want to thank Temple 11, my sister. She be rapping. What's the sister name, Brother Sharif? Come on, before I mess it up. Noel.
Sister Noel Price Hill.
Yes, sir. Noel Price Hill. I want to thank her and everybody else. I want to thank Richardson Bay. I think that's the brother name. But all of y'all know who you are because I thank you personally once you donate. But I want y'all to know that we're trying to get to your city. Once the presentation is over, we're going to stay a second day to show how to acquire buildings, how to get, and this is free of charge. Free of charge. We want to show how to acquire buildings of dirt cheap. Only thing you're going to have to do is put some real work in it, which means you're going to have to remodel it and get it up and running. But
brother, can I add something to what you're about to say? To what you're saying, really quick?
Yes, sir. Come on.
And this ain't a shot at nobody. You know what I'm saying? It really, really isn't. But when we're talking about hitting the road and going to see our people in the various states across the country, we're trying to leave you with something. You know what I'm saying? Besides empty pockets, we're not there peddling, you know, to get admission fee and then taking off and then doing it all over again. Our idea is to organize. The Moorish Science Symbol of America is an organization. If it teaches you nothing else, it should teach you how to organize. And that is the number one issue with our people. The African American dilemma is primarily the inability to organize. So we're coming praise the Lord, to show, at least our little meager success on, show people how to do it and to hand walk them through the process. Brother Taharka Bey owns his own business. This doing what he's doing on Moorish World TV is not his hustle. It's not his hustle. He has his own business. He is the job. You know what I'm saying? As we used to say in another school of thought, the acronym for Islam, he is an independent source of life and matter. You know what I mean? And so I'm the same way. I run my own business. We don't hustle. We don't prostitute the faith. We propagate it. You know what I mean? And so we want to show others how to do the same thing. We want to put a fishing pole in everybody else's hand too. So we're not coming to hustle, to hustle wares. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We're coming to do what we're commissioned to do, and that's propagate the faith and extend the learning and truth of the great Prophet Ali in North America and to uplift fallen humanity. Peace.
Facts. And I just want to say it again. What this is going to do is, listen, we could do it two ways. One way, and I got a 25,000 head. I just put the number there. I don't need that much money to get started. Trust me on that one. I know how to work a penny. Trust me.
Right.
But I just put the 25,000 up there because that's just a head to be reached. Who knows? But the point of the matter is, the plan is this. We could do it two ways. We could say, okay, somebody want to bring us out. We charge a fee. We'll come out. We'll do a fee. And then we leave. We teach our lessons. Or we can go before, like a forerunner, get the building ourselves to rent it for 2 days, a Saturday and a Sunday. The Saturday is the presentation. The Sunday is to give the presentation on so we can start building, select a leader of the community, get connected so we can begin to keep in contact, so we can begin to build. My vision, man, I may be wrong because I'm saying my. I ain't Johnny Gill, but I'm saying my. My vision is in every city throughout the United States within the next 5 years, this year, we should start the brick and mortar of building a Moorish village. No different than Chinatown, no different than Little Italy, no different than Little Korea, no different than Greek village. We should be starting to build a Moorish village. Period. Where people can come and buy Moorish products, where people can come and buy Moorish clothes, Moorish food, Moorish restaurant, whatever. Everything they do in Chinatown, we need in our little Moorish village. So that's what I'm talking about. When I come to your town, it's going to be a 2-day thing. Once this finance begin to build. And soon as it gets to a total where I can go out and set up these places and I can advertise it and I can get people to come out. Now, let me tell you, there's still going to be a door charge to enter. Don't think it ain't. This money is going to set us up to get it started. And it will hold us as a cushion. But we still got to support the endeavor to get ourselves in position to build something concrete. No more talk about how many books you wrote.
That's right.
That's okay. Buy the books. But man, we need some place to store the books now. Period.
That's real.
Period. I'm writing some books too. I got some stuff to talk about. I'm a talker. I got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about.
Brother, speaking of books real quick, I got to do the shameless plug. My third book is actually out in Amazon.com. The book is called Al-Iqsa Sagala, Portable Illumination for the Moorish American. I suggest you get the book. I'll post it up.
I don't even know why. I don't know why that you ain't got it on ready split screen or nothing, but you might as well go all out. I don't know why you faking. Go all out with it.
No doubt, brother.
Only reason I tell the brother go all out, because you know what? I might get so crazy and I spend all my money trying to take us around the country, and I might have to get a loan from the brother. So buy the book.
Yes, sir.
With that, I said peace, family. Shemzu, Shezmu. Is that how you say your name, brother? Shemzu. That's my brother there. He be supporting. I appreciate the brother. Hopefully I'll go to the GoFundMe. We're gonna be back tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna think of I got some stuff lined up, right? I got some stuff lined up. But the problem is, there it is. It's available at Amazon, on Amazon. Shezmu, that's my bro, man. He be supporting, man. He be supporting for real. I got some stuff lined up. I might do something tomorrow, or I might do something on Tuesday. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm starting a new show. It's called Tahaka Bay Live. And on Tahaka Bay Live, I'm telling you, I'm going in on all the stuff that's been going on. I'm going to give you a prime example. I posted a video of what happened in the conscious community, y'all remember. So I gets a call, the brother that ran that demonstration asked me to take the video down because it make him look bad. I'm trying to report to the community. And so I didn't want to take it down, but I did tell the brother that I would take out the little fight scene. Anyway, he called his brother, who video it belonged to, his friend, and got them to flag the channel. So that's fine with me. If you don't want to report something because it makes you look bad, stop doing stuff that make you look bad. Period. So to alleviate that, I'm going to start another channel called Tahaka Bay Live. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to play your video. I'm going to take a snapshot and I'm going to report it. I'm going to report it. And not only am I going to report it, I'm going to report the stuff that I don't even really want to get my hands dirty with. But nevertheless, to pull my people out of the mud, I got to inform them as to what's really going on. And I'm telling you, I'm not taking shots at anybody. I will only be reporting the truth. And so next week, I already got it set up. It's called Tahaka Bay Live. You ain't never seen it like this before. I'm telling you, we're going to speak on all the things that's going on in the conscious community, and we're going to speak on all the things that is going on around the world, and we are going to give a Moorish opinion on it. Like, why is MA allowed to say on YouTube that she can be homosexual, but what makes her homosexual by the things that she does, and she went into sexual explicit? Why is that? Why is that? And how do you feel about that of being a Moorish American? I'm going to tell you how I feel. I feel that we need to stand up as Moorish Americans and make our way of life the dominant way of life, so people can learn what purity in life is. But we must live it ourselves first. So we're going to speak on some topics. You feel me, Brother Sharif?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, brother, man. Absolutely.
And I invite, and on this one, Brother Sharif, I got some new software. See, I invested my own money. I invested some new software. Brother, you see how you rate that right now? Oh, no. You'll be able to be on the screen side by side or in the corner like in a news channel. Oh, I'm big time now. I'm big time. I'm blowing up.
Yes, sir.
So with that, I say Islam. I said peace, family. Hope y'all tune in and share the channel. I'm gonna practice on it probably Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully y'all join in. I was gonna practice it tonight, but I'm gonna practice on it Monday or Tuesday because I'm using this new software. Y'all, and all y'all brothers keep calling me elder. Don't y'all call me no elder. Making me all old before my time. I don't like it.
Right. Exactly.
But hey, Brother Sharif, tell the sister woman I say Islam, peace and love, family, peace and love. I'm out. We've been here way too long. I love y'all, family. And last but not least, I want everybody to know that this show wasn't about offending anybody. Again, I want to say again, Moors come in love. The Savior of the world is love. We don't come for those destruction. That ain't what we do. You know, I'm passionate, so it could come off as if I'm banging on somebody. I'm really not. I am very passionate about Moorish science. I'm very passionate about the truth. And if y'all see me do something wrong, tell me about it, because I'm passionate to fix it in my own life also. But I try to advise people in their life. So again, if I said something that you may have felt was offensive, if I said something that may have hurt you in such a way that felt malicious, please, that's not my intention. Love is the Savior of the world. So love each other, family. Peace and love. Y'all have a beautiful night. And I see y'all, inshallah, tomorrow. Peace and love, Brother Sharif.
Peace and love, brother, man.